We're back, everyone.
Welcome back to the Not So Perfect Podcast. My name is Matt Shin, as always, with my cohort,
Gerardo Cornejo. Welcome back to the Not So Perfect Podcast.
Yes, sorry for the little hiatus. We're kind of doing a little mix of
It's the holidays, man.
Christmas podcast for today. So we're going to touch base on a lot of good things, kind of do a year in review of everything that was good, bad, and different, and how we handled all those things.
And all the lessons that we learned. And yeah, thank you for tuning in again.
Yes, to be fair, Gerardo's got this. He's been up all night, all week long, just hammering this.
ChatGPT had nothing to do with this.
Nothing at all. Nothing at all.
But I do have something to do with today's podcast.
Yes, we are being sponsored by our lovely Cornejo Group right here in our building.
It's wintertime, so we're going to be nice and toasty. And I don't think they'll be able to hear the wind, but we got a pretty windy day today.
Yeah,
but
if you hear the wind howling through the garage doors, it is whistling today.
Well, good to see you again. It's been a while.
And I don't want people thinking in the comments that this is like an ugly Christmas sweater deal. This is
not.
I told him whenever I put this on, this is like putting on a Cadillac. Real nice.
Real nice. Thank you, man. We like to feel good.
Yep. So what we got for us
what's
today,
that quote?
buddy?
You look how you play, or no? You play how you look?
That's Deion Sanders. Look good, play good.
Look good, play good.
Yeah, play good, get paid good.
Shout out to Deion Sanders.
Thanks, Deion.
We're looking for him to sponsor the next podcast.
Yeah.
But talking with Matt, wanted to kind of sum up the year and with gratitude and the lessons that we've learned and what happened to us this year. So today's podcast isn't about perfection. It's about truth. What actually changed us this year, what humbled us, stretched us, and what made us grateful, which it's we push that a lot here. So nothing new, but good reflection and sum it up for everybody. End of the year stuff. It's been a long year, but it's the fastest year it's felt like.
Yeah, and then our last month, December, always seems like it's the most chaotic, so
middle of the month already.
If you're not doing it at least once a year, guys, I usually do this almost quarterly. It's just taking like a quarterly break and just kind of analyzing what's been working, what hasn't been working, what you're grateful for, what you learned. It's good to do that, just kind of year in review if you can. If you can't do it, every quarter, every 6 months, definitely take a time throughout the year to just, what do you have to be grateful for? What did you learn? What did we mess up that we need to get better at? Just self-reflection, guys. It's very important to constantly be looking in on ourselves just as a check-in, just to see where we're at. Are we holding ourselves to the standard that we want, that we expect of ourselves? Are we holding our family to the same accountability that we're holding ourselves to? If that's the standard, it's the old Mike Tomlin, Pittsburgh Steelers coach. The standard is the standard. Like, that's that. Like, there's not really much to talk about because that is the standard.
Yeah.
Anything else is an excuse.
And that kind of helps you guide you to your next steps, where to get help, who to talk to. We push that a lot. Get everything out of here.
Yeah.
And get help because you can't do it alone and you can't do it all in here.
Yeah. I had, I think every one of my female clients this week that's a mom of multiple children from ages, I don't know, maybe 12 to 2, they're all in panic mode right now. Because guess what's going on next door? It's prepping for the Nutcracker. It's prepping for their winter performance.
Yeah.
It's prepping to, next week's dress rehearsal week. So it's all got to be, and it's not just the kids feeling it. Boy, the parents are freaking out.
Oh man, I had a lot of pressure. It's an incredible show. Let's give a shout out to Dancers Alley.
Shout out Dancers Alley.
If you haven't done the Nutcracker, they do it every other year because it's such a huge event they prepare for.
Yeah.
And we've never been disappointed. It's awesome, and it's our community.
Yeah.
It's all our little dancers.
They're literally our next door neighbors.
Yeah.
So they share an alley with us. We share an alley with them. It's kind of one of those things within our community. Like, we want each member of our community to succeed. So I remember just a quick story on that. Just neighbors being neighbors, community type thought process. I was working in here with a client over the summer when it was warm and nice outside, grass was growing, and the two ladies were over there trying to start this old pushmower lawnmower, and I could tell I grew up mowing grass my whole life, so I can just hear things and just tell you what's wrong with you probably need to raise the deck or lower the deck or add some oil or something. But anyways, they were starting it, and as soon as they engage, it would just go. So basically, they were trying to cut the grass like they would a putting green, which sometimes works, but most of the time
Oh,
not.
the
So
blade was on the ground.
I was
then.
like, told my client, I'm like, can you give me just a second? Like, I just
I know what's
I just
going
need to run
on.
over there real quick and save them a lot of time and effort. So it's like, hey guys, like stop. Like your deck is way too low. So we raised it up to where it wasn't like golf course etiquette, but it was like gonna get the job done. Like, oh, thank you so much. Yeah, our guy is out of town, so we're having to do it ourselves this week. Like, thank you so much. Like, well, I've mowed enough grass to know that your deck was way too low. So if you
Yeah.
ever have any issues and I'm over here,
Thank
feel
you for
free to
helping them
ask.
out.
Yeah.
That's very nice to you.
But, just again, help your community, be a good person, be a good supporting member of your society.
Yeah, thank you to those parents that do all the work and let the girls do what they like to do.
Mm-hmm.
So, year in review. Matt, what surprised you this year?
What surprised me this year? I would say probably my biggest surprise would be just the continued success of the business and how it's still continuing to grow. You kind of get to a point where you're like, man, is this the ceiling? Is this how great it's going to get, or is this the best it can get? Which again is fine. But again, as soon as I kind of get set, like, well, maybe we're at a good spot right now. Ring, text, getting new clients all the time. I got another one coming in this week. And first of the year is coming up, so that's always a busy time of year for me. So just grateful that business is maintained and continuing to grow. And then the other thing, just in lieu of all that hard work, being able to purchase the newest vehicle I've ever owned before.
Yeah, big red.
So kind of the way I described it, I don't remember if it's been on a podcast or just us in talking, but it's not the vehicle itself that was surprising or shocking. It was just the amount of work that had to go into getting to a point where I could even afford a newer vehicle like that. Because whenever I first, 6.5 years ago, like I was about as deep in the hole as a human can be, So just to dig yourself out of that year after year and get a little bit closer to the green, and, not even just that, but going into the bank, talking to my banker, seeing if I could get the loan for the vehicle. I went in there and it took about 15 minutes, and I was leaving there 15 minutes later with approval, being like, wow, that's weird. I was like, how come it went so quick this time when for my 08, that I bought 5 years ago, had to jump through all these hoops. He's like, well, your credit score is blank. Your credit score was blank. So if you have a credit score that's this good, like we'll loan you whatever you want. So I'm like, oh, okay, well that makes sense.
Credit score.
So that's kind of, for me, those have been the two of the bigger surprises, is just being in the position that I'm in to do these things, Grateful. Just grateful as could be,
And a lot of hard work.
Yeah, a lot of hard work and a lot of days where I didn't want to do it and I wanted to quit, and just one more step.
And you look really good in that new truck, so
I thought
congratulations.
you were going to talk about this sweatshirt.
That'll
You'll have to get a pic of me leaving here with the sweatshirt in the new truck.
be the thumbnail on the
Yeah, there
on the podcast. Man, what
about
surprised me is how complicated we make things. And being 42 now, a little bit older than you.
Well, give it a month and 15 days.
You
and
catch
I'll be
me
right
up.
behind you. Just right behind you.
But just really always working on mental health and trying to reach out to others and protect as many people as I can. But it's just amazing how complicated we make it all.
Yeah.
That's why it's like trying to teach my kids to not make it more complicated than it is. Like your only job right now is to be a kid, have fun.
Do your homework, listen to your parents.
Yeah, and
Try
just have fun
hard.
with the community, be with the community. The school's important. It's not everything. But you do have to show yourself some work ethic.
You got to try.
You got to try.
Show up, you got to try, and you got to be honest.
Try and don't quit. That's how complicated it should be. But you get older, life happens, and you really never got a booklet on how to do things, and that's what the lessons are for. So that was what still surprises me. And even now with where we want to go for next year with my wife Stacy, is let's just keep it as simple as possible. And as far as finances is the hardest part.
Yeah.
So now let's just we found the tools, we asked for help, boom. So now we're sliding into 2026 to be like the most prepared we've ever been.
Yeah.
Without being as complicated as we can.
As simple as it's probably ever been.
Because it is.
Yeah.
You swipe, debit, check comes in, credit, and then it's just we just complicated it more than that.
I know. Yeah.
and where it goes.
Yeah, and it's it's something I remind myself. I remind my clients. I remind people that I just interact with. Because especially like we talked about this time of year, everybody's a little stressed, a little wound up. And I'm just talking to some clients like, why are you so, I just got this, and we got Nutcracker, and then we got next week, and then this, and then before you know it, it's gonna be Christmas. It's like, yeah, I know, but who are you? Like, what are you doing with all that shit that's rattling around in your head? Like, are you just letting it rattle around like a pinball machine, or like? I'm trying to get you to open up so you can spew all this shit out, so it's not just the free pinball machine on free play all the time, because that's what happens if we don't get it out, Yeah, I mean, it's one thing to use ChatGPT. All right, I got ChatGPT, work on my schedule for today and make it all nice and pretty. That's one thing. But whenever you're looking 3 weeks down the road, 2 weeks down the road, a month from now, 6 months from now, it's like
Today.
I just remind people all the time, and it's something I remind myself. I got it tattooed right here on my chest. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and most importantly, the wisdom to know the difference. So, if you're worried about something that you have no control over, let it go. Leave it up to God, pray on it, be spiritual about it. But there's nothing you can physically do about it to change one way or the other. Just going to have to know what you can control that. If you can't, leave it up to God.
Let go and let God. I've seen that sign a few places.
Quite common in our halls.
What challenged you, or who challenged you?
I'd say the biggest challenges I've had this year have probably just been some very unique clientele, whether that be like working with somebody in rehab from a surgery, maybe that I'm not super familiar with. So it's kind of a challenge to me to dive into the rehab of an ACL, or the rehab of a shoulder replacement or a knee replacement, or whatever the surgery is. So for me, it's just been having a couple different clients like that this year that I've had to kind of take that dive into the deep end.
Yeah,
of the pool
it's not just strength training and weight loss.
Some people, whenever they get put up against the wall with that challenge, they'd rather not look into an area that they're not familiar with, because that means they don't know everything, which can definitely work against a lot of people. I see adversity, I lean into it, because if it's something that scares me or something I don't know, I want to know. So the only way I'm going to figure that out is if I dive headfirst into all things on the rehab, or just the rehabilitation process of some of these different procedures. So that's probably been one of the more challenging things. Outside of that, probably just navigating. This past year, I've had some, not major home improvements, but some pretty drastic ones. I got that big tree taken out, got some new windows squared away. So biggest thing's just been trying to coordinate that just with my schedule here, with trying to figure out if I need the dog to be with me here, if the dog can be at the house, that sort of thing. So, being a single guy like that, it's just one of those things. You're just trying to keep everything as simple as possible, like you mentioned, but also keeping my sanity at the same time. Because again, I get in those moods where I need to be in control of everything. I need to be in charge of everything, and that's just not how life works. So, again, every now and again, just a little reminder. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. So those are the things I got to remind myself of. But a lot of it's just been some personal stuff, just with my home improvements and stuff like that,
Well, the challenges are there.
Yeah.
They will
and I
be
guess
there.
The other one was selling a vehicle for the first time as a private seller, as opposed to doing a trade-in. So that was
with all the spams and
bots
out there.
Bots and catfishers. Yeah, had a couple weird ones where I almost was making a drive up to St. Louis for no reason. So, lucked out.
You might have not came back.
Well, maybe. That's a good point. But, anyways, navigated my way through that for the first time. Finally got it sold, and the way I sold it, couldn't have asked for a better story ending. Sold it to a kid that just graduated from the treatment court program. He's literally buying that truck for me exactly where I was when I bought the truck. So, in the grand scheme of things, it all worked out exactly the way it was supposed to, and everything went great.
Beautiful.
Yep. How about you? Challenges?
Oh, let's see. Probably about 340 different challenges. Parenting was a challenge this year for sure.
So what was the focus that made it challenging this year compared to the previous years?
The focus on the year, or just on my kids? And
just on the kids in general.
Yeah, because they just change.
What made it harder this year compared to like the previous years?
They grow up. They get older. and the hormones and the testosterone, and Irie's 12 going on to 13, Jacob's 9 going on to 10. He's grown an inch. Like the emotional challenge of they're not our babies anymore. They don't. People have told us you blink and they grow up. You blink, it happens so fast. But we talked about me being present there. That's what made the challenge better, because I didn't, not that I wasn't working as hard, just being more efficient with my team and what I've grown in the business to be present at home, but just really trying to be there for a kid. Yes, they're mine, but just for a child's brain, and now with phones and with social life, but just again, keeping it simple, realizing that they just need love, let them breathe, don't overcorrect, because there's guiding and then there's like telling them the way it is, so it was the challenge again. And then our 5-year-old, her not being a baby anymore, and a huge, I do want to announce this, we made our last daycare payment.
Okay.
This month.
Congratulations.
So yeah, we're back, world.
So you're rich.
Yeah, we're something.
You're rich again.
12 years of daycare, and 12 years ago, if somebody would have told us like, yeah, you're gonna be paying this much a month I was all right. Well, what if I invested that? It's like, all right, I shouldn't have a kid then. I should invest. We thought about it.
Kid is an investment.
I thought about it.
Kid is an investment.
Yeah, so life investment for sure. So that was the biggest challenge. Business is always a challenge. But as far as like who challenged me? Mr. Matt Chin, to be this consistent.
There we go.
To be this open, because this is how we talk off camera.
Yeah, it's no different when we're on camera, when we're off camera. So like, I know it may seem like we probably spend every waking minute together just finishing each other's sentences, but this is how we talk all the time. It really doesn't change much from how we talk like this. So.
Yeah, and putting it all out there, getting this done. It's really, I never thought I'd be doing this. So thank you. And then we were doing it's been over a year now.
We were talking about that yesterday. It's been over a year we've been doing the podcast. So
we've gone full circle. We're in winter clothes.
We've learned a lot. Mm-hmm. I'm glad we do this. This for me is like therapy. So I always leave these podcasts feeling better than I did going in, just because it helps me, again, all that shit rattling around in my head. I get to spew all that out here and just, all right, rest of the day, what do we got to tear up? So, very grateful for this podcast. It's been a great outlet for me, hopefully for you as well. But, so not only just, again, making me feel good about what we're doing here, I feel like the content we're putting out is hopefully useful to people. So hopefully if any of you guys out there listening or listening on the reg, are gaining something from it. Hopefully that we're helping make you a little bit better, and not saying that we're better than anybody else, because I'm certainly not that. But again, just things I've learned throughout my journey and through the course of my life that have helped me. That again, my biggest thing just with us doing this podcast is just making sure that we can help that next person. That's
one person.
The 20-year-old version of Gerardo, the 20-year-old version of Matt. Don't make the same mistakes we did. Learn from us, but don't go through the same beating your head against the same part of the wall over and over and over again until it finally clicks. If we can save you a year, 2 years, 5 years of, whatever it is that's holding you up or maybe setting you behind, I love doing it.
Yeah.
So
thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's been, and he challenges me, like, text me on Sunday or on Monday if he hasn't heard from me, and I cannot.
It's been awfully quiet, G. What's going on?
I could be busy. I have plenty to do to not do this, but this is such a cool thing that we get to do. Not that it's a monetary, it's a business thing, but really it's truly us just. We have these conversations, guys. You guys can too.
Yeah,
is really what we want to put out there.
Yeah,
it's not a perfect podcast.
No,
but neither is life, and neither is anybody out there, even if they're preaching that to you.
Yeah,
this is just life.
It is.
Well, cool. Well, the lessons you're taking into 2026. So, lesson 1: gratitude is the anchor. So a big podcast we did was on gratitude.
Yep.
Not the fluffy kind, the real kind. Gratitude for people, gratitude for opportunities, gratitude for lessons even when they hurt. Did you get hurt at all this year?
Yeah. Let's see. I would say definitely got a little hurt, nothing serious, but a little bit hurt during the figuring out the selling of the truck process, man. I think I got a vehicle that's worth X, and then you got people coming in at such a low ball rate. It's like I don't know. It's just one of those things where you almost get like offended, but nothing major, just little things like that. But I'd say the other probably physical like pain I felt this year was the attempt at 2 marathons in under a month. Definitely felt every
You got
step
tested,
of that
man.
pain.
You got tested.
So that was real challenging. The physical aspect was tough, but just taking a year off last year, being injured, not doing a marathon, like you realize just how important it is to keep this mind just as iron sharp as possible because, as much as the running is hard in terms of physical pain, the mental aspect of like just your brain telling you for 26 miles that you need to quit, this is not fun, you should stop. Like having the mental capacity to overcome that and to just put that shit on mute, put it in the back of your head and just keep moving forward when every step hurts more than the last one. So it was just a good reminder for me, like, yeah, you could do all the miles you want for the last 5 years, but if you skip year 6 and then come back for the year 7, there's going to be hiccups and there's going to be a lot of problems. But I appreciate those at the same time because I'm grateful for those because it teaches me I'm not perfect. I ain't got it all figured out. I need to get back to the drawing board, get some more work in, and get better for next year. We're doing the Missoula, Montana Marathon in June. So end of June. So first of the year.
Is that a mountain?
So yeah.
It's you're up there in the elevation?
Pretty high elevation.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's going to be end of June. So basically after the last marathon I did, I was going to give myself the end of the year to let my foot heal, hopefully get that back to good, and then start in January 1, get back on the pavement and start grinding the miles out again. So
when is that?
that's end of June.
Oh, okay. So weather will be warmer. But up there it'll still be cool like in the mornings.
We'll see.
You never been to Montana? It's on my bucket list. I want to go to Montana.
Yeah. So we're going to take a few days and get out there and do some sightseeing and then run the marathon and then venture back home.
Yeah. And were you is this the most grateful you've ever been?
Yeah, at this point in my life, every day I wake up, I'm more grateful than the day before. Now, there was a period where that wasn't always the case, where I'd go a week where I'd be miserable, then I'd be a week of grateful and full of gratitude, then off and then on, where now I just work on being more consistent of just being grateful every day, whether it be little things, big things, combination. Find something to be grateful for. If you woke up this morning, you can be grateful that you woke up and you got another day, So if you're out there looking, saying, I don't have anything to be grateful for, well, if you're alive and you're breathing, start there.
And you're having that thought in a car that's working with all your windows and your heat and cooling is working.
Yeah,
that's gratitude.
Starting out, I didn't have a license, I didn't have a vehicle, so I was running everywhere. And it was winter, summer, everything in between. So, I have people that get in my car and I still have my breathalyzer, like, oh God, that's gotta get annoying. Like, what's annoying is walking or running everywhere with a backpack and going to this meeting and then having to be back at work.
Yeah.
Going to this meeting, going back to work. So if you can't find anything to be grateful for, you're not looking hard enough because there's stuff all around you can be grateful for. Family, vehicle, a job, place to live, place to sleep, warmth.
Yeah, you look up and there's a roof. Mm-hmm. Nice. You look down, there's actual floors, not dirt.
Well, depending on where you're driving around Jeff City, you'll see a lot of people that don't have that. Mm-hmm. Homeless population is kind of out and about now in these colder months. So, there's some people that rely on shelters for their room and board every night. Yeah. So, again, if you're having a hard time finding gratitude, it's all around you. You just got to look.
Yep. My big gratitude was it's always going to be people. Yep. That's what keeps me going. I thought I wanted a big team this year. That's the mentality I had, to have a giant team, 20 agents and da-da-da-da. There probably would have been a limo parked outside. Everything we do would be together. But people come in, people go. It's just their lives. You can only influence them by meeting them where they're at. Mm-hmm. And if it doesn't work, it just doesn't work.
And that's okay.
And it's okay, yeah, as long as you continue to, as long as I have influenced them to continue to just get better or better than yesterday. Better than yesterday. I will always that I think that is, it's great to be in the United States. but yes, it's great to be alive anywhere. And yes, it's just when you have people and when you surround yourself with wonderful people.
Yep.
And McCarty Landing, we got our potluck coming up. Matt's going to bring an international dish from his culture, from his heritage.
Yep. I'll have to dig into the old Irish cookbook and see what we got.
But the gratitude for people, man, it's what keeps me going, exciting. I'll be down. I'll get a phone call or a random phone call or a random Snapchat, whatever it is.
Yeah.
The signs are always there.
Yeah. No, in terms, and just kind of piggyback off what you're saying, like my gratitude is, again, relationships with people. I don't really, not a lot of material things out there that I'm striving towards or that I need or that I want. I just enjoy keeping my communication with my people, whether that be clients, friends, family. I have nothing to complain about at this juncture in my life. I've got the best relationship I've ever had with my family, specifically my dad. Got a great relationship with my brother and his wife and kids. Got a great relationship with my clients, with the people in this building, my tight-knit group of Foxhole brothers that I keep tight. Got a lunch with one of them today at noon. So again, I enjoy being around good people, so that was one thing in my early process that I had to really kind of clear the chalkboard off and start from scratch is like, who am I hanging around? Am I hanging around people that are going to be good for me or people that are going to be bad for me? And come to find out, most of my list was on the naughty list of all the people I was hanging out with as opposed to the nice list. So I had to completely kind of revamp who are my friends, who's in my foxhole, and who can I rely on? Because guess what? When you get sober and you're changing your life and doing all these things, guess what stops happening? The phone stops ringing.
Yeah.
Except for those maybe 4 or 5 close people that are very close to me that have seen the best and the worst. I've seen the best and worst out of them, and we don't judge, So I keep those people even closer to me today than I did before, and just grateful to have them in my life,
Just don't be on Diddy's list.
That's a bad list. It's a bad list.
Nothing changes unless you change. Your habits tell the truth about who you're becoming. Whew. Any big habit changes? Or habits you got rid of?
I'd say one of the things I've gotten a lot better at just this past year specifically has just been a lot of my self-talk and how I look at myself. Started last year getting into BetterHelp therapy. Linda helped me out with a lot of just processing that stuff. And oh my gosh, what did she do? Was it life-changing? No, it was not. I already had the answer stored away up here that I've kicked around forever and ever and ever and ever. And it's like having all the ingredients to make a great meal, but not knowing how to cook.
Yeah.
So I had all this stuff in there. She was the one that was like, all right, get over here, then pull this leg over here, put this arm here, just trying to get my body kind of back together so it's all in one piece. But yeah, again, a lot of it was just her asking the question that I wouldn't answer myself, and that kind of gave me kind of that aha click moment of, I've been doing this so backwards for so long, and again, it's one of those things you can get frustrated about it because you've been messing up for the last 40 years of your life, or you can look at this as an opportunity to never have to go back to the old way again and look at this new way that's softer, easier, kinder way of going about life, and not just life, but the most important part, how you look and view yourself, which was very, very poor 6.5 years ago, been before that. So being happy, being okay with where you're at today is a big thing that I've really put a lot of effort into and a lot of work into.
And you saying it's okay, not getting anybody else's approval.
That's the other thing that I learned as well.
Yeah.
Not just being
be okay with
myself and who I see in the mirror, but also not being reliant on, well, what if Gerardo thinks this sweatshirt looks stupid on me? Like, I can't do that. Like, I could care less if Gerardo thinks I'm dressed great, terribly, whatever, everything in between. I don't care what anybody else thinks about me anymore, and that is one of the most exhilarating moments of my life, because that's how I lived all my life leading up to about 6.5 years ago. So it's just a newfound freedom that you didn't realize that you possess inside when you're not worried about keeping up with the Joneses. What about the neighbors down the street? They got a new boat. They got a new house. They got a new car. Like, great. Enjoy the payments. Hope you can make them. I'm content.
Yeah, hope you can make them.
I'm content
That's
with
a
where
tough
I'm
one.
at, you know? And I don't need anything else. Like I said, I don't have material
Beautiful.
possessions that I desire anymore. It's all about relationships and being around good people and, you know, trying to help that next person that I can,
Yeah.
you know?
I had to interrupt that pattern again of the person in the mirror.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like we just talk shit to ourselves so bad, and you think the diet didn't work.
Believing some of the shit you're saying.
Yeah,
you
like
know?
I did the diet for 2 days, and look, there's no changes. You know, and then you're worthless. Like you don't even do it. Go back to sugar. So I did do a diet earlier in the year that actually worked. Changed proved to myself that my body can change. But it was a 30-day, you know, and at least it was like a quick preview. And ever since then, my whole diet has changed. And my sugar consumption that was a big habit that I had to let go of. And that's why we drank Americanos.
Tell people all the time, got to cut the sugars to see that weight loss, you know?
That's I don't say sugar's the devil, but it is.
All things in moderation. But when you're having more sugar in the day than you are protein, that's a problem. That's a problem.
Oh, man. Relationships are everything. Who surprised you?
That is a great question.
We did do a podcast. Relationships are everything.
Yeah. Who surprised me the most this year? I would say, I don't know. I probably got 5 or 6 clients that really surprised me, just in where they started and where they're at today. So, for example, I have this client that she's the one that I always bring my dog Carlos in for because she's in love with him. I joke it's her gym boyfriend and she's his gym girlfriend. But anyway, so she saw my my tumbler mug here. She's like, "Wait, that's not Carlos, is it?" I was like, "No, my brother found it at like a gas station. It resembles him, but it's obviously not him." It's like, "Well, I can get one of those made for you, like an actual wrap if you send me some pictures of Carlos." So I was like, oh, "Okay, well that's great." So I went to my photos, typed in on my search bar dog, which is most of my pictures are of my dog. One of the first pictures that showed up was her when she first started with me. And she was on that bench over there, and Carlos was right here, and she was like leaning over, smiling like this. She's probably like the width of her shoulders when she came in is probably cut in half. So I sent that to her. I was like, if you're ever feeling down on your progress, it's like, this doesn't even look like you. And I wasn't even trying to find this picture. It just popped up.
How long of a process has that been?
So she's been with me for probably like a year and a half.
Wow.
But this is one of the ladies that came in. She had a bum knee replacement and then an opposite side shoulder replacement. Surgery at basically same time. She had a slip. She had this done in the shoulder. And then she was at a Dollar Tree and slipped because the bottle of soap exploded on the floor and it was real slick. So then she slipped and messed her knee up. So she didn't get to fully rehab her shoulder because then she had to go into the knee. And when she first started, like if she fell down, she couldn't get up off the ground. If there was a fire, if I had $1 million suitcase for her, like she couldn't do it. So now she can get up and down off the ground. She's got range of motion in her shoulder, where before when she started, she was like this. Is that as high as you can go? Yep. Is that good? Like, that's not good. But now she's got, we're almost up here. So again, it's just people believe in what I'm saying, which is kind of crazy to think that they do.
That's where you're at.
I tell people all the time, like, just don't quit before the miracle starts. Don't quit 30 seconds before the miracle. If you keep coming back here on a daily basis or on a weekly basis, I promise we'll get you to what you want. But you have to trust me, and you have to trust the process. It's not going to happen overnight. You didn't put it on overnight. It's not going to come off overnight. But if you stay with me, we're going to be iron sharpening iron here.
Love that. Don't quit before the miracle starts.
Yep.
And speaking of miracles, J-Dub. It was just here.
Oh, Jimmy Dub.
Jimmy Dub.
Yeah, so one of my new clients that actually Gerardo kind of found for me.
I met him first because he was
Gerardo
just
found him first.
floating out there in the alley. I was like, are you a dancer? No. Are you going to Dancer's Alley? Heard about Downtown Fitness, pulled up, looking for Matt. I was like, oh, he's actually over here. And then he had a different look on him. And then I was like, where are you from? He's like, I'm from California.
He had flip-flops on.
Flip-flop. I was like, dude, you look like me. Like, what's up? And he's a surfer.
Yep.
Worked out there and told me his story. I was like, oh, dude, I can't wait for you to meet Matt. Then you guys met.
Yeah. So it turns out Jim, whenever he stopped by, he pretty much decided he'd been sober before for a length of time, went back out, was back on the wagon, and then whenever he came in to see me, he was giving it another go. So what did he say today? 5 months, 6 months sober today? I think he said 6.
Because I think it was 5 and then 2.5.
Okay, so 5 months sober.
5 months sober today.
And then 2.5 months of no smoking.
No smoking.
Yeah, and in that, he's been working out with me twice a week. He's been eating healthier. We're getting him on some multivitamins just to get everything kind of regulated. I got him to sign up. He's got a membership now at the Y. So we're going to go on Saturday. I'm going to give him a little walkthrough tour, just so he knows what he's doing. But yeah, there's another miracle.
He had a smile when I met him, but now it's his whole body smiling.
Yeah, and Gerardo came in and gave him one of our lovely sweatshirts here.
Oh,
And dude, you would have thought Gerardo like gifted him a Lexus. You know what I mean? Like he was like, oh wow, what, is he expecting me to do business with him or something? What's the catch? I was like, there's no catch, Jim. It's just we're in the giving spirit. And I was like, you're a good man. You're doing the right thing. I go, and we want to make sure that those people are aware that what they're doing is great.
Yeah.
It's changing their lives for the better. Not just their lives, but you're influencing those around you too. At work.
Jim, we are proud of you, brother.
Yeah, so keep hammering, brother. Proud of you, dude.
Who surprised me? Hands down, my wife, Stacy Cornejo.
I
know you. The Stacy,
Cornejo.
my cohort, Stacy Cornejo. Yeah. Known her since 2006. We've done life pretty much. Been with her half of my life now, and just the changes that the woman goes through. I met her as a teenager, and then as retarded 21-year-olds, college students, and then being engaged, and then married, and then mom, and then and the momming she's done, and then the changes that a woman goes through. And there's nothing, I can't do anything, just support and love her. And where she's at now, what she's accomplishing, she has to put up with me. That's a
big box.
Speaking of her biggest challenge, putting up with me, and again, my big brain thinking and doing things, and she just goes along with it and still's able to tuck all our kids, snuggle with our kids every night, still be there present for me and feed all of us. Just Stacy, thank you if you're watching this show. You surprised me, but I'm not surprised. Does that make sense?
Stacy, just keep him on the path, okay?
Keep me on the path.
Keep him on the path.
So yeah, that's thank you, Stacy, for everything you do for us and all of us in here. You're part of it all too. So we're gonna do a quick gratitude rapid fire. Are you ready? Matt, a person you're thankful for. I'm gonna take notes.
My mom and dad.
Mom and dad. A moment you're thankful for.
Probably just getting for this year, I'd say probably just getting the quick approval for a new vehicle. Because it was probably the most shocking thing. I was expecting to spend half a day there.
And coming in here, that is not what I thought you'd say, because I've experienced it before for 25 years. I've had cars for 25 years, and I'm always financing.
Yeah.
I never realized that was your first time really doing a financing purchase.
Yeah, because before all my vehicles, I'd buy like my brother's old vehicle whenever he would buy a new one, which would still be in great shape. But so I've never had to like really, armchair quarterback this thing start to finish throughout the whole process. So definitely learned a lot. Definitely a little nerve-wracking at times, but learned something new and figured out if I need to do this again, a better way to do it to start, and kind of sift through the BS.
That's so cool.
Get the people that are real.
Oh, one of my hobbies is financing cars. You just go in there, sign, and they give you anything.
It's like, dude, it's crazy. They'll say yes.
You just
on anything. It's crazy.
And then you have warranties till you're dead.
Yeah.
The car will be. They'll take care of you with warranties.
Mm-hmm.
A lesson you're thankful for.
Probably just the humbleness of getting through those marathons. It was super challenging. Not the hardest thing I've ever done in my life, but for this year, that was the hardest thing I did this year, was trying to do 2 of those in under a month.
A mistake you're grateful you made.
Mistake I'm grateful I made. I would say, let's see, for this year, what's a big mistake I made? There's lots of them. Just trying to figure the most important one. Probably, I would say probably underestimating just how much work can be done in about 28 days and getting ready for, or finishing one marathon, getting ready for the next.
So your mistake was scheduling so close.
No, it was thinking that I could go from first marathon to second marathon without doing as much in between as what I did for leading up to the first one. So, yeah, we'll just leave it at that. We'll just leave it at that.
The 2 marathons, and that was in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
That all happened in the fall, right?
Yeah, no, October
Yes, that's fall.
4th, and then the next one was November 2nd.
Yeah. All right. Well, what a year.
Yeah.
You got all year to prepare for that, and that just kicked you. That
It
just
humbled me to the absolute ground.
you thought you were in control.
I thought I was the boss.
All right. Do you
How
want to
about
ask
you?
me?
Yeah. Rapid fire, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, person you're thankful for.
Ooh, my mom. Mom's what still the leader of our ship, and as it's still wanting to do life.
And that's Tita.
Tita. Yeah, she is. Man, she's everything. I am thankful for my mama.
She's a great lady. Great lady. And then we also got to meet your aunt.
Oh yeah, they're meeting the whole family. Everybody's moving here from
Yeah,
California.
it's like, oh, you live here in California? Are you from California too? So are my parents. She's like, what? I'm like, you mean 20 minutes west of here? She's like, oh, no.
She said Los Angeles.
Los Angeles.
Los Angeles.
All right, next up, how about a moment you're thankful for this year, sir?
A moment I'm thankful for. Stacy's birthday. Stacy's birthday, Big Cedar in Branson. The sun was setting. The bagpipes were playing. I was bawling. I just always wanted to give her a good birthday, and it was my family that was there with kids and all that. But it was such an emotional moment, and just to be in that place, and it was grateful for that moment.
Just seeing the videos and the pictures and everything, like it was a very neat. It looked like a very neat get together you guys had down there.
I was floating. It was that outer body, like the bagpipes do something. Maybe we should have bagpipes at the marathon.
Okay.
Just have a moment of silence, get it all going. Ooh, that just gives me chills.
I got a great bagpipe guy, actually. All right, I'll look into that. We'll have updates next year. All right, next up, a lesson you're thankful for. What did you learn a lesson this year for that you're thankful for?
Oh my goodness, a lesson. God. A lesson that the biggest lesson of this year is, I heard it at Miami conference, and it was just thinking because you're in business and you're at a certain income level that you deserve a bunch of things. And I realized I don't deserve some of the things I'm dreaming of. It's not for me. It's not my lifestyle. And that was to hear that guy look at us and say, you don't deserve that. You don't deserve that. Usually like the ego would be like, excuse me, you know how much money I make, or you want to attack that way and all that stuff. You know how hard I work to make that amount of money. But putting it into perspective, it's like, man, yeah, I really don't deserve that. I'm not at that level yet, if we ever get to that. But that was a big lesson.
Yeah.
I quit pretending I deserve these things when I don't.
Miami conference.
Yeah.
Great. Okay, last one. A mistake you're actually grateful you made.
Being a boat owner.
Boat owner.
Got to scratch that off the list. You do spend thousands of thousands. I bought a new boat. It didn't break down. We had warranty on it. That wasn't an issue, but you will spend thousands of dollars on it. We have put thousands of smiles on it. So the memories were incredible. We were there. It was a dream that I had since my first summer at Lake of the Ozarks. Pulling up to the restaurant, just like all the other yachts. I'm pulling in with my family. We're all getting out to eat just like them. I wanted to have that feeling to know what it was like them, and it costs a lot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Do I want to work for just that little that moment of just to do that? I'm not there yet, and that's where I went to that I don't deserve that yet. But I'm grateful I made that mistake, because we do have the boat memories. Everybody remembers it, the music, the 2 a.m. boat rides in the pitch black lake, all to ourselves in the middle of summer. It was a good time, but I'm not ready to do that yet. It'll happen again, but
Not now.
not right now.
Okay.
Not right now.
Roger that.
Well, let's close strong. What you want people to know? I mean, that's what our podcast is every time.
Yeah.
I wrote this, or I highlighted this. Who you became this year matters more than anything you accomplished. Who you became this year matters more than anything you accomplished.
I like it.
You have become the best version of Matt
I feel like it.
in the last 40 and a half years.
40 and a half, or 40 and 11 12. 40 and 11 12. Yeah, no, every day at this point moving forward is better than the day before. Super grateful, full of gratitude. Couldn't have done it without my support group, family, mom, dad, brothers, or my brother, his wife and kids, but ultimately God, Jesus Christos is who I can thank everybody or everything through, because without him, I'd still be probably sitting in a jail cell somewhere.
I might not even be alive.
Good chance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was pretty. I was in the darkest of dark places whenever he answered me without me asking for proof this time. So something clicked, and hard to describe, hard to put into words. But if you're out there and you're in despair, maybe ask God for some help. That's when I asked for help, and I was sincere that time, and didn't ask for a sign, which I asked a sign for every other time before that. And he answered me whenever I was not asking for a sign.
Yeah.
And in that moment, everything changed. No looking back. Let's go.
Faith. Nice.
Let's go.
I shared the quote. My dad passed away 5 years now on December 1st. I heard one of my coaches shot this sentence to me and said, continue to honor their life with the person, or honor their life with the person you continue to become. Mm-hmm. And ever since then, it's like, okay, I have to honor my parents. And this year, I mean, it's a reminder every day. And then it's the one sentence I share with people that lose somebody. We've lost some people this year, mm-hmm. but even though they died and they went out not the way we wanted to, well, of course we don't want to lose anybody.
Right.
But still, like that was their chapter. That was their book. That's where it closed. But still continue to honor their life with the person you continue to become. So that's a reminder every day. Who do I have to become today? I have to make them proud today. I have to honor their life today. Carry on
that legacy.
Carry on that legacy. You know, they are legends. They've made it. Hopefully, or they made it. My dad was 68 years old, so I hope I'd see my dad in his 90s. You know, but that was just those chapters closed, and now we push towards my mom. We continue to do that. So continue to honor their lives every day and become. Do we have it in here? Better than yesterday?
Better than yesterday.
1% every day.
Yeah, 1%. And then also, nobody cares, work harder.
Back to the person in the mirror.
But I would like to add, just in talking to that, quoting the great cinematic experience of The Sandlot, heroes get remembered, but legends never die.
Legends never die. I thought you were going to say, you're killing me, Smalls.
Nope, not on this podcast. We'll probably have one where it's more appropriate.
Shout out to all you legends. Speaking of legends, thank you, Matt.
Appreciate you.
Proud of you.
Grateful
this 2025. Grateful.
Thankful for you.
Thankful for you. And thankful for all you guys.
Thank you, guys.
Even if it's just 20 listeners, 200 listeners, we're here for you guys, whatever you need.
Yep. Guys, happy holidays. Sorry we missed you for Thanksgiving. This is kind of a Thanksgiving meets Christmas.
Yeah. This is your gift.
Yep. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Adios.
Peace out.